Hi, it's Charlie McCann from Stan James. Welcome to a preview, or indeed an update, on the Breeders' Cup 2009. Last week we suggested that the great mare Zenyatta, she was more likely to go for the Classic, and of course in recent days we've had the green light that she is going to go on. She is going to take on the boys for the first time. 13 out of 13, remember. She goes on this surface, but this is the first time she's taking on the boys. And it's very rare in a race of this quality, and it really is a quality renewal of the Classic, that we have two trainers so bullish about the chances of their charges. And not only is John Sheriff's about Zenyatta, he says we'll see something special, but it was fascinating to hear Aidan O'Brien waxing lyrical about Rip Van Winkle, saying he was the most athletic horse he'd ever had, the most natural ability. And when you think the likes of Hawkwing, the likes of Rocket Gibraltar, the likes of Henry the Navigator et al., that have been through One Cool Cat, you just have all these extraordinary athletes, these wonderful horses that have been through Aidan O'Brien and Ballydoyle, and he singles out Rip Van Winkle for special praise. That this athleticism, this horse has overcome such problems, okay, minor problems, been on the go of course since the Guineas, and he wasn't able to convince, but of course I think we knew he would get better from that. Put up a great performance in the Eclipse Midsummer, then his course has won his 2 Group 1s. But Aidan O'Brien, it was interesting, he almost looks upon this as the best he's been through, and he suggests, all things being equal, we may see something special on Saturday night in the Classic, which is the Victor Ludorum, the culmination of what promises to be 2 wonderful days of horse racing, the World Championships almost of horse racing. We have a match bet between the two. We bet 4-6 for Rip Van Winkle for Europe, for Ballydoyle, against an 11-10, the best of the Americans. We said this of course about Curlin last year, that Curlin was almost unbeatable, but he'd been a dirt horse, and this horse Zenyatta, she has won on this surface, and I think she might well be up to it. I'm just so looking forward to it. I really do think it is going to be the clash of the Titans. We have so many other different special markets on the Breeders' Cup. We're out to get Rip Van Winkle, by the way, the lads next door, 2-1 for Rip Van Winkle. Interesting that it'd be interesting come Saturday evening who goes off favourite both in the States and this side of the Atlantic. We've got a number of other markets. Aidan O'Brien 8-13 versus Godolphin, the two superpowers, 6-5 for Godolphin. Both of course have got major chances at AOB, of course, as well as Rip Van Winkle. He's got Master Craftsman, he's got a number of good juveniles like Nelson, Alfred Noble, Beethoven, etc. But against Godolphin, of course, they've got a Mastery, the St. Ledger win. He really should win, in my opinion. Delegator and Gladiatorus, and of course a number of other ones. Buzzword as well. I think it could be a really good meeting as well for Frankie. We're betting 5-1 that Frankie rides a treble. Of course, he Ravens Pass, he jocked off Jimmy Fortune last year. Will lightning strike twice with Dore May. I actually think as long as it's there's now an American horse who's going to make it sure it's wire to wire in the turf. That really will suit Conduit, though. It really should suit Conduit. I can't have this American horse. I think she'll just almost go off like a pacemaker. And remember, there was an Aidan O'Brien pacemaker in the turf. I think Conduit now, the price has gone into around even money. But I'm a big Doremi fan. I hope it's not just my heart ruling my head, given what the health problems with Lloyd Webber, and also the fact that there's no question that the Prix Vermeil should have gone to Dore May. How she lost that to Santa Anita is still quite extraordinary. We have other markets as well. Total number of European and Godolphin winners. Remember, Godolphin in this were 15-8 for 6 or more winners for the European and Godolphin. And when you think, if this were Churchill Downs next year, we really won't be having the same argument, because there's no question on the dirt surface the Europeans are at a disadvantage. But on this pro ride, remember, the Rachel Alexandra is not there. This is the super filly. She's not there because her connections think, oh no, this is too much of an advantage. This pro ride surface is too much advantage to the Europeans. We're 100-1, one winner, 33-1, almost unprecedented. Uncalled for 5 or 6 years ago. We'd be quite happy with one Breeders' Cup winner. No more. 15-8 for 6 or more winners, and I really do think 5 at 11-4. That would be my bet. I must say, I think we'll have 5 European or Godolphin trained winners. Other things, as you say, Johnny Mert 100-30, 2 ride, 3 or more winners over the 2 days. I really do think as well, Henry Cecil, will he break his Breeders' Cup duck? Will that be the big story from the Friday night with Midday and with Father Time? But it is going to be two of the most wonderful days of racing. We'll be having a special market on both days. We'll be updating a number of European winners. All I can say is they're classic. I think if ever a race deserves to be named a classic, it's this one. 4 to 6 Rip Van Winkle against the unbeaten Zenyatta at 11 to 10. Which camp are you on? Be lucky.